I want to make this video because the other night rather, I came back from jiu-jitsu practice and my body was just so amped up and I needed to go to sleep. And so I was YouTubing what's a good, like some good yoga flows, and I also like to see what other people got. But I didn't really find anything that was too useful for me. And not only that, either it was like too much movement and too much exertion, which is not what I'm looking for, or it was like too relaxing where I might as well like fall asleep or something. So I couldn't really find that like balance of like, here are some good stretches for the whole body, but they're also take very little effort, not gonna get your heart rate crazy up, or like get you sweating or anything like that. So I thought this would be perfect, where I'm gonna start from the neck and we'll go all the way down, and we'll just get kind of a full body stretch in a very relaxing way that should kind of at least make you feel like you're working into all your muscles, you're relaxing everything, you're stretching everything, and then you can pass out, go to bed. So we'll start with the neck, and you can join me like this, or you can put like a pillow under your butt or whatever, but just sit down on the floor. And yeah, we're gonna start with the neck. So what I like to do is put my hands on the floor like this to keep my shoulders away from my ears, and we're just gonna take some neck circles. Nothing too fancy. My neck is actually very sore right now from jiu-jitsu, so don't judge my neck circles. But as you guys do these circles, you're gonna go one direction, stop, and then go the other direction. So, like this. And we'll get like 10 on each side. Trying to make that circle with your chin as big as you can, gradually. Keep your hands on the floor so it keeps your shoulders away from your ears. It's hard to talk and do this at the same time. This is exactly what I need right now. My neck is so sore. Jeez. Yeah, even yogis get sore. I just haven't been practicing jiu-jitsu since COVID, and so this week I jumped into it pretty quickly, and now feeling it. Alright, now we're just gonna grab the top of our left side of our head with our right hand, and we're gonna keep this left hand on the floor still, and we're just gonna pull the head down, keeping the hand on the floor, almost kind of even reaching with it to really feel the stretch. And you should feel this stretch not only in your neck, but you'll feel it a lot in your shoulder, because they're very much connected, as you can see. So this is a great stretch to kind of kill two birds with one stone. Slow, deep breaths. And now, if you want to just turn your chin into your armpit, if you're really trying to smell your armpit, and then pull your head down and away. Keeping that shoulder down, away from the ear. Keep reaching with this kind of left hand on the floor. Now we can do the same thing on this side, so we'll start off by just keeping the face, the head straight, taking the left hand, grabbing the right side of your head, slash face, slash ear, and pulling it down as you put this right hand on the mat. Kind of keep the shoulder away, feel that stretch. I always say this, but notice the difference between each side. How does this side feel compared to the other side? It's really, really important to pay attention to these things because you want to know where the imbalances in your body lie. Don't let people tell you what to do. Yoga teachers, chiropractors, they can tell you so much, but you're the one who lives in your body. You're the one who needs to use this as your research. This is all research. You're constantly researching. As we're going through these movements, you're researching your body and you're feeling. Feeling is the best way to understand what's going on, and then you can apply. You can start to do these things on your own and spend more time in certain positions, certain stretches to correct your particular imbalances, which are different than my particular ones, and we all have them. So now let's turn that head, smell the armpit, bring the head down, reach out with the hand. And don't forget to breathe deeply and slowly. And if you really want to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, you should focus on making your inhales brief and your exhales long and exaggerated. So for example, you breathe in for 3 seconds, you breathe out for 6 seconds. It's a good rule of thumb. Then work your way up to 4 seconds in, 8 seconds out. And this stretch is as intense as you want it to be. You know, if you want to make it more intense, you reach more. You try to reach your whole hand to the floor, and then you pull harder. But we can release that now. Now we'll take a few more quicker neck circles, just to feel the difference. Alright, now let's take the shoulder, let's stretch the shoulder, so we'll reach up with the right hand and down, and then we can kind of push here. And then we're going to reach around and back, and don't worry because I have very inflexible shoulders, so don't judge me. But you don't actually have to be able to grab your hands together. If you can, that's good. But if you can't, just keep your hand, so like let's say you're here. Just keep your hand down here and press your shoulder back and down like this, so that you're kind of using your hand against your back to press. But yeah, don't worry if you can't grab your hands together. Just even making this effort will be good for working into the shoulders over time. But notice my left shoulder, look at it. I'm gonna bring it up, back, and down. And that's where I want it to be. And we'll stay here for a little bit. And use the back of your head to also kind of push back on that top arm so that you're not caving forward like this. We want to stay up with the posture. Alright, now I can switch. Same thing on this side. Reach up and over. You use your hand to maybe help push it down, set it in place. Then we'll reach around and back to try to meet the hand. If the hands meet, great. If they don't, you already know what to do. Shoulder up, back, and down. Keep the posture straight. Keep breathing. Okay. Now we can release it. And now come on to all fours like this. And I'm gonna put my hands down kind of in between my knees like this, if you can. And then I'm just gonna slowly start to sit back into my hips and try to keep my palms flat on the floor. And work into a nice stretch here for the wrists. But this isn't just for the wrists, this goes kind of all the way up to your shoulders, all the way up your forearms and your biceps. Very neglected stretch slash, I don't know, part of the body. But yeah, if you have, tight hands, like tight wrists, things like that, like people don't really feel into this stuff, but it really affects everything. Because remember, our body's like a t-shirt. You crinkle the t-shirt down at the bottom, it's gonna affect the top of the t-shirt. Now we can take our hands like this. And then we can start to move side to side. Keeping the arms straight, working into those wrists. Very important. You want to bulletproof your wrists, especially if you do like jiu-jitsu or anything that like requires sudden movement or posting of your arm, your hands. Or maybe if you're a climber or a software guy, if you're constantly on the computer, this is really helpful. One last one I'll show you for the wrist. Put the fists together. Put the tops of your fists on the floor. And then start to push your elbows straight. And the whole goal is you want to keep your hands clenched in a fist and try to keep them together as you straighten your arms. It's not so easy. When I first started to do this, I quickly realized that I could not keep my hands in a fist, but actually very, very quickly over time, this loosens up. So just keep doing it every day. And you can also kind of rock side to side like this. All right, now kind of have the upper body pretty nice and loose. So let's do another kind of shoulder upper body stretch. So we're gonna reach forward. This is in a child's pose, but the key here is you wanna keep your hands straight. You wanna keep your arms slightly engaged and kind of press on the mat with your fingers as you bring your head, your forehead to the floor. And what this will do is start to work into your shoulders and your rotator cuffs. So keep the arms straight, slightly press on the mat. You can even play with like going like this, turning around and like working into one shoulder, working the other shoulder. Just loosening it up. You can play with leaning to one side, leaning to the other side. You can also play with doing what I'm doing, where you press kind of the heels of the foot of the hand on the floor and lift up your fingertips and then lean to one shoulder. Get a nice stretch there. Okay, now start to open up into the mid body. So we'll come into a Sphinx pose. It's a great kind of relaxing restorative pose. So the key here is you want to keep your glutes slightly clenched. By no means are we trying to shit ourselves here. We just want to slightly clench the glutes to protect the lower back, and we want to lift with our chest. So you're not like crunching your neck like this. You're keeping your neck straight and you're lifting with your chest so that you kind of feel this bend in the mid to lower back. And yeah, just breathe. If you want to take it a step further, because I literally don't even feel anything here, is you extend the arms straight. Same concept. Do not do this. Keep the shoulders back and down, neck relaxed, looking straight, lifting with the chest, arms straight. Breathe deep into your belly. And when you're breathing deep, notice and ask yourself, which side is more difficult to breathe into? My left side or my right side? Food for thought. Alright, we can start to come out of it. And actually what I like to do from here too, so we're in the Sphinx now. We're going to bring our right knee up, and now more work into the left front body. So this is a hard pose to kind of talk about, but you got to feel it. So maybe right here you already feel something by doing this, and don't feel like you need to get the knee all the way up to where I'm getting it. It's whatever you can do. But if you can, start to play with pushing away from the ground and leaning toward this whatever knee you brought up, and just feel it like a huge side stretch in one side, and breathe into that. You can even play with kind of cracking the back like that, pressing on this knee, taking a twist. But basically what we're trying to do here is really isolated to one side, and you're working into your hip. Oh, I love this one. You can switch. So we're in the Sphinx, bring this back, bring the other knee up. Keep this nice and glued. We're here. You can stay in the Sphinx if this is already a lot, and just kind of try to move to one side and press away from the floor. Feel a stretch on one side, or you can fully come up. Here I want you to imagine you're really trying to pull your rib cage away from your hips. Kind of a really deep method of getting to the psoas. Play around with this one. It's a good stretch. Okay. Another thing I wanted to do with you guys is start to work into the fronts of your shins, because this is often a neglected part as well. So what you can do is you can start here, and if this is a lot for you, then this is a lot for you, and just stay here, heels underneath the butt, sitting. If you can, start to bring the heels right outside the butt. If this is too much, then this is too much. I mean, like you're in the right spot then. Like maybe use your hands to keep you off the ground and slowly work down until you can comfortably sit here. Be careful with the knees. And then what you can do is you can lift one knee at a time. So we'll start with the right knee, try to stay upright, and just stretch into that front side of the shin, and the knee, and the heel, and the foot. It's a very, very good stretch. And see, I'm not doing much. I'm just literally sitting here and lifting my knee up. But, and I do this a lot, so obviously I can start to pull it real high. But, you know, I'm just gonna stay here because I do feel like something in my ankle right here, so I'm gonna chill here. Very, very, very neglected. We can lift up the other knee. Feel the difference between the sides. See, I feel a huge, huge difference from here to here. If you can't stay upright, if it's difficult for you for whatever reason, you can always post your hand out, obviously. It's a good one. Okay, now we're going to take our feet wide apart. Go as wide as you can. If that's here, that's here. Again, it doesn't matter. But you don't want it too wide. You want it wide enough where you're sitting fairly comfortable, okay? I don't want you to strain yourself here. And remember, this is a super relaxing practice. So we're gonna lean to one side and start to stretch out the hamstring. And for an extra stretch into the calves, you want to make sure you pull your toes towards you always and then root your knee into the ground. This will start to work into both the calves and the hamstrings. And if you pull on your toes, you can feel you're going to be working the hamstring, the back of the knee. Even if you're slightly bent and you really have to reach for it, if you have to use a towel or something, whatever you can do to really pull those toes towards you and start to work that knee to the ground, that's going to unlock your hamstrings and your calf muscles. So we'll just chill here. Don't worry too much about the form or what I'm doing. Honestly, like, you get in this position, you lean over one leg, your right leg in this instance, and you stretch. Nothing too complicated here. You stretch as far as you can. Now walk to the middle, reach forward, get a nice stretch down the middle. If you're here, whatever, remember, I always feel like I need to say that because I'm doing something and you're watching this and you might think, oh, I need to do what he's doing. You do not need to do what I'm doing. You just need to, just go to where it's comfortable for you, And remember, we're just relaxing here. We're just relaxing. So let's go to this side now, to this leg. Same thing. If you really want to get that calf hamstring area Pull on the toes. Root the knee down. Breathe. Start to come back to the middle. Fold again. I'm about to fall asleep. This is so good. See, this is what I needed. This is what I was hoping somebody could give me. But I guess I can just do it. No, I'm just kidding. Be grateful for your body. Don't judge yourself. Do not judge yourself as you go through these things, because I do that a lot. I judge myself, especially when I first started yoga. I used to get so mad and be like, what the hell is wrong with my body? Why am I so tight in certain places? And throw all of that stuff, all that shit out the window. Like, you're here, you're doing it, you can get to wherever you want to go. Just be patient. Come back up. God, I sound like such a yoga teacher, don't I? Alright, now we're going to finish it off on our back, finish off the practice. So, I always like to end a practice in a nice twist. So both your knees to the right, keep your shoulders anchored to the floor as best as you can. Use the right hand to help guide and keep the knees here. Reach out the left arm and relax. I'll bring the knees to the other side. Take your time. Relax. Alright. Slowly come out of it. Stay on your back. Alright, and last pose we're going to do is corpse pose. This is super important. I highly recommend you stay in here for 3 to 5 minutes. And the longer you can do it, the better. And I'll stay here with you for at least a few minutes. Because one of my friends actually gave me some good feedback. He said, you know, he wanted to stay in this position, but then when my video ended, it just went to the next YouTube video, and so he had to get up and change it, and so, yeah, totally defeats the purpose. So, here I am doing it with you. So relax all of your muscles. I might as well kind of talk you through this too. Bring your attention to your feet, and relax them. Make them, imagine they're just super heavy. Bring your attention to your legs, like under your knees, and make that super heavy. Make your calves super heavy to the floor. Now feel your quads, your hamstrings. You can even flex them a little bit. And just completely relax them, make them super heavy. Feel your butt cheeks, flex them a little bit. Make them super heavy. Relax, relax, relax. Feel your belly, your back, your lower back, where so much tension is held, and just let go. Make it heavy like an anvil. I want you to imagine your pelvis is an anvil, and it's just super heavy on the floor. Now work up the spine, up to the shoulder blades. Feel your shoulder blades on the mat. Feel the back of your shoulders, your elbows, your forearms, your hands, and relax them. They're also super heavy. Feel your chest, scapulas get extremely heavy. And then finally feel your neck, relax it. And the way you do this is just imagine that your head is an anvil. And now you are completely relaxed. And you're letting gravity be your natural chiropractor and align your body. The more you relax and the longer you stay here, the more you will naturally be brought back into alignment.